Slatty, what's going? Hey man, you got that boy Trenches News, Lil Durk tell feds everything is over. Damn, and THF Bayzoo killed before a cross witness. Before we get in this bit, make sure you subscribe right now. I ain't gonna do too much talking, let's just get into it. Hey, this is not no Lil Durk channel. I'm just covering this shit, cuz bro covering this shit. Like, he milking the views with this shit, so I'm like, shit, let me just see what's going on, what's up with it, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with Durk type shit, but that cook. And this nigga keep dropping videos, so shit, I'm gonna keep dropping videos too, goddamn. Like, I damn near try to finish all the videos that nigga posted, but this nigga keep posting videos every day. I can't catch up. I can't catch up, man, cause I got other shit I'm trying to react to, but I'm trying to knock this shit out the way before I get into the other shit, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, did y'all subscribe yet, man? Fuck with y'all time, bro. Subscribe, nigga. Stop what you doing, subscribe. Shit, I mean, I don't give a damn, honestly. You ain't gotta subscribe, bro. But subscribe, though, man.
You want to support me? Go to NeNeMarie37 on IG and purchase a signed copy of my book. That's how you can support me. Make sure you smash that like. And follow me on TikTok at Trenches News 383. TikTok at Trenches News 383. Oh, it's your boy Trenches News, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for everyone who subscribed to the channel. If you ain't subbed to my channel, make sure you do. Make sure you join the membership. Shout out to all my mods and wrenches. Remember, if you got anything extra, I said extra, not food, hygiene, clothes, bag it up, take it outside, and give it to the less fortunate. Remember, we all one step away from being homeless. Mother Nature could come destroy everything, and now you're homeless. So make sure you get back. Let's say the kids, the women, the elderly, the neutrons, and civilians. It's Monday, y'all. Make sure you keep your head on the swivel. Remember, CPD can't say you're your local police department, so make sure you're aware of your surroundings and know where your kids are. Today on Trenches. Alright, y'all, we talking about Lil Durk. We talking about the new motion. Lil Durk has been hanging around informants the whole time. One informant knows about multiple shootings. Then we talking about THF Bayzoo dying, man. Drew brings that up. And we talking about Marley and AJ. And they saying that the feds forced them to take a plea deal, man. Drew is worthless. He robbing Durk without no gun. Make sure y'all smash that like button so this video get around. If you got Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Facebook Market, AJ, hook it up. Smash that hype button and that like button, y'all. All right, y'all. Lil Durk has responded back to the feds, man. Drew has responded back with yet nothing again. Drew's argument is the speedy trial, that it was violated by the feds, and it wasn't violated by the feds. If you could read and comprehend, Boogie, Durk agreed to join with his co-defendants to go to trial in August. So that's you agreeing. Didi, all them Brown Eyes, all them asked for a continuance. They wasn't ready. So it's not the feds' fault. So Drew keep on bringing up that is irrelevant. Alright, Drew says the government handling of the Chicago incident is not diligent investigation. He says, for example, PW2 and 3. They are long-running cooperators, yet little to add on the Vicar charges. So he's saying they've been cooperating way before this, and they ain't got nothing to add to the Vicar charges. At least that's what he's saying. The government also attempts to blame the delay in the third superseding indictment of his new material information from cooperators with first-hand knowledge of the Chicago murder and the Atlanta shooting. At the July 1st hearing on Mr. Wilson's motion to sever counts and for bail, Mr. Wilson counsel pointed out the unfairness in the third superseding indictment timing. In response, the government first proffered the Chicago guilty pleas discussed above, assuring the court that it moved swiftly to indict those April and May changes of plea, implying that the guilty pleas was in the government's decision to bring the Vicar charges. Later in the hearing, after the admissibility of the guilty pleas and the trial was correctly called into question, the government counsel did not counter that the matter because the Bloster, the Perkins, the statement's admissibility. Instead, counsel offered a second separate reason for the third superseding delay and explaining, again, we dispute Mr. Harbaugh's claim that there's just simply nothing new. What the defendants will see in discovery, if they haven't already, they are cooperating witness that we will and personal knowledge of both of those events. On Monday, July 6th, the government produced more than 20,000 pages of discovery, the vast majority of which they had in their possession for many months, which include the 302s to which the government apparently referred, M's, PW2 and PW3. Neither of those 302s justified the third superseding delay in timing. If the government had been acting diligently to respect Mr. Banks' speedy trial rights, a diligent that includes avoiding unnecessary delay charges that carry the potential of dislodge of the trial date, it could and would have asked its cooperators about its supposed gang-related racketeering activities from the start. The government wants the court to believe that it never thought to inquire about the specific incidents until April 21st, PW3, and May 21st, PW2, despite previously having noticed that the FRE 404B evidence, if it can even be believed that it is diligent investigation and does not justify the government's poorly timed charging decision, putting aside the timing of the interviews through the substance of 302 is not groundbreaking or relevant. Hardly do they establish that PW3 personal knowledge of the Chicago murder, as was the government's representation to the court on July 1st. PW3 has no first-hand knowledge of the Chicago murder at all. His recent statements add nothing to the government's investigation. A person expectation of the receipt of the benefit in exchange for committing the murder is insufficient to satisfy the statute, which requires bargain for consideration and payers intent to pay someone in exchange for a murder. All right, so now they talking about Weatherspoon. So established that he had personal knowledge of an attempted murder in Atlanta. The government cites its reviews of voluminous discovery without identifying when that review occurred. The government attempts to create the impression that the volume of data it has collected and reviewed somehow created the delay in the filing of the new Vicar charges. It cites that the fact that the investigation involved robust legal process and review of voluminous digital records with 59 digital devices and accounts seized, including 38 following the defendant's arrest. Later it recounts, following the arrest, the government continued to investigate uncharged co-conspirators and the criminality linked to the bank's enterprise, including through proffering multiple cooperating co-conspirators and by seeking additional warrants to search for seized evidence related to the RICO and Vicar, hereafter enterprise evidence. As the government continued to investigate, including and reviewing voluminous electronic records, it found significant gang enterprise evidence that the government at various points after Mr. Banks' arrest collected that characterized the enterprise evidence. It is relevant to the motion unless the time it is irrelevant to the motion unless the time of the collection and review justifies the delays. In other words, the question is not whether there is evidence to justify the third superseding indictment. The question is whether or not there was to justify personal knowledge requires that a witness who testifies to the fact that he actually observed the fact of the timing of the third superseding indictment is excused. As man, Drew better get out of here, man. Alright, y'all, so I'm done reading, man. I'm finna freestyle the rest of this because Drew ain't talking about nothing, man. Drew is not talking about nothing. He robbed and Lil Durk without a gun. So what Drew is saying that since Bayzoo dead, he think that the PW 2 or 3 and 3 should be thrown out because Zoo is not here and won't be able to cross-examine them. Like, that's the stupidest thing that I ever heard, man. I never heard nothing more dumb than that. And then he says that Marley and AJ was forced to take a plea deal. You know, they did cop out. He said they was forced by the government to take a plea deal so they can put the third superseding indictment in. And he studied talking about timing after timing after timing. Like, once again, I'm going to tell y'all, if you got 4 co-defendants, if you got another co-defendant, and they ain't serving your case and your co-defendant say that he want a continuance, the judge gonna grant him a continuance. Or the judge might say, no, ain't no continuance, y'all going all the way. But most likely the judge gonna say a continuance if it's a good reason, man. So all that's out the window. AJ and Marley copping out and taking a plea they was forced. Hey, look, if AJ would have went to court, we all know he was smoked. He was in a cell talking to an informant. He was on text messages, left his phone in a car. He was going to get smoked. And him and Marley was discussing Lil Durk. That's called a conspiracy. If you didn't know, Drew family. Then they talking about Zoo can't cross-examine it. So it's the government's fault that Bayzoo died and he won't be able to cross-examine the people. Like, these is the weakest lawyers that I seen, man. And if Lil Durk want to come home, man, if you ask Trench's News, like, what would you do, Trench? Start snitching, man. Everybody told on you, dog. You got 15
Man, what? Man, what? Durk voice, man. Who you gonna tell on, bro? Who you finna tell on, bro? You tell on yourself, bro? Nigga can't tell on nobody but his goddamn self, man. I don't know. Maybe nigga gonna be like, man, Barney did that shit, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that shit. Barney did that shit, man. Or what the other nigga name is? Didi. Didi did that shit, man. Barney got the cars. Didi got the shooters. They did that shit behind my back. I ain't know what the hell was going on. That was Durk today. That's the only thing Durk could say. Like, Barney rented the cars. He got the guns. Didi got the shooters. They did that shit. I ain't do that shit. Yeah, I was at the studio. And then I was laid up with Indy in the bed and shit. Like, and then I was with my kid at football practices or some shit. Like, you say anything, my boy. Like, I don't know, twin. I don't think Durk the type of nigga to rap, but he should rap, though. He probably the type of nigga like, man, I ain't doing no snitching. I ain't doing no ratting. I'm a real nigga. I'm a real street nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of nigga Durk probably is. Like, he a real street nigga. He ain't doing none of that. Man.
Conspirators that pointed the elbow. Like, you was in a room. They like, you know who did it? All of them pointing at you. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they use your credit cards. Your credit cards is used. They got text messages saying, don't put nothing in my name. If you don't do nothing, look, Durk, listen, you got to explain that. Just explain that. Hey, look, I told them don't put nothing in my name because last time they tore up the hotel room. The hotel room charged me $20,000 because they were smoking and got stains on the sheets and the walls and stuff. You got to explain something why your credit card is used by 3 different people involved in a murder for hire. Then you got to explain why was you there around the vicinity of the murder for hire. You weren't there on the scene of the murder for hire, but you was in California while they was killing people. You got to explain why was you on a plane with OTF Bonnie. You know what I'm talking about? And then you got to explain about the car ride with Quando Rondo. But you definitely got to explain that your entourage brought AJ $2 million worth of game and that you don't know him. But then what a conspiracy kick in is Durk and pictures with him. That's what people don't understand, man. You don't need no payment for conspiracy, bro. Conspiracy is pointing that way, knowledge of it, you knowing, you taking pictures, you in videos and all that, bro. Until they get to the bottom of it, it's a conspiracy, bro. I know people who ain't even part of conspiracy, who was going in a house to go and get their kids and come back out. They charged them with a conspiracy until they found out that they was just getting their kids. Their kids was at a daycare that was selling drugs. But they became part of the conspiracy. You know, it's deep. Drew Finland is the weakest lawyer, bro. He the weakest lawyer ever that I seen, man, that fight the feds, bro. Like, we know there's no copping out. He said there's no plea deal. Drew even told Vlad, when Vlad asked him the question he said, this is not a state case. This is the feds. He said a state case is like kindergarten. It's like taking candy from a kid. He say the feds is like the NBA ×2. You hear me? Welcome to the big league, Drew. But yeah, man, Lil Durk could have filed these motions pro se. And then it say, further, in the words of the Supreme Court, if witnesses die or disappear during the delay, the prejudice is obvious. Here, co-conspirator 6 passed away on October 26, 2025, after what should have been the October 14th start of Mr. Banks' trial. According to the government, co-conspirator 6 is a central figure in both Atlanta shooting incident, the Blackshear, Georgia shooting, and these new allegations surrounding an alleged car theft ring. In fact, according to the 302 of PW2, produced just the past Monday, co-conspirator 6 allegedly, after the fact hearsay statements, provided the bulk of PW2's personal knowledge of the Atlanta incident. M and 5.6, but since he is now deceased, Mr. Banks can no longer interview him or call him to the stand. The government's opposition ignores this completely. C. McNeely, the defense has been hindered by the passage of the time, particularly given the nature of the charges, which are most likely proved and rebutted through testimony evidence. Importantly, through what prejudice would unfold during the period of the future, delay remains to be seen. That this is a question that the parties could be asking the Ninth Circuit to evaluate in 3 years' time if the trial date is pushed back. What we know at this point is that the government is currently attempting to tactically advantage of Mr. Banks. The government makes much of the recent guilty pleas of Mr. Montgomery Wilson and Mr. Powell upon information and belief as recently as May and early June. The government contacted their lawyers, attempted to solicit their cooperation in the case against Mr. Banks. It bears emphasizing the government did not reach out to these lawyers a year or 6 months ago, as it should have, in the exercise of good faith investigation diligence. Instead, it did so within the days of their presentation to the grand jury in the superseding indictment. If the August 2026 trial is continued to 2027, and if either of these people or anyone else for the matter decides to take the government up on its recent offer to cooperate, that is a massive tactical advantage that the government will have acquired because of the delay that it caused. Only time will tell all the ways the government will use the delay to detriment of Mr. Banks' defense. It clearly is intended to do so. And then it goes on to say that Mr. Banks continues to assert his rights. Mr. Banks' multiple explicit past assertions of his speedy trial rights are clear from the record and need to be rehashed here. However, the government's opposition seems to suggest that Mr. Banks has made the decision to ask for a future continuance. See Government Op. at 2. Following the return of the TSI, the defendants indicted they will require additional time to prepare for trial. To clarify, at no time has Mr. Banks agreed to continue this August 20th trial date. He continues to assert his speedy trial rights at this time. The government has endangered Mr. Banks' continual constitutional rights with its lack of diligence and its purposeful choices. For those reasons set forth above of this motion, Mr. Banks respectfully requests that the court sever the Los Angeles counts from the Chicago counts, from the Banks Enterprise, from the fight card counts, so that they may receive the trial he has been preparing for and consistently demanded. Now I got to say something about that. Even if the government split it, right, and they say, all right, we're going to go to trial on this, and we're going to take you to trial on the fight card charges after that. You still giving them more time to add on to charges, bro, either way. Because look, either way, if you go to trial to get found guilty, right, on the Quando Rondo and them situation, on the Lil Pab here, right, you go to trial, get found guilty on that. Now you got court 2028, you got the fight card trial. They still gonna be able to add on charges, bro. The feds work 24 hours around the clock. True feeling, man, this can't be you, bro. This can't be the best you got. But I know what they gonna say. Hey, Swipe, you ain't no lawyer, none of that. Hey, look, this man is talking for nothing, bro. He putting in motions for nothing. Lil Durk is on a case. I'm gonna say this one more time. Lil Durk is on the case with multiple defendants. I'm talking about Lil Durk got more than 10 co-defendants, because you gotta count 4, you gotta count 3, you gotta count 5, you gotta count 2, and that's including Vonnie already in there, Flocky in there already, Durk in there already. That's 3 people. Didi in there, Boogie in there. That's 5, and what's her name is 6. Brown Eyes. So you got roughly 9 to 10 people who co-defendants. If one of your co-defendants say they not ready, then it's over with, bro. That's common sense. Anybody who been to jail, get in the comments, man. If your case ain't severed, hey, if your case is not severed from your co-defendants, when your co-defendants say that they want a continuance, that they ain't ready, get in the comments and let me know, is it true that the continuance is granted and that the speedy trial is over with? Like your 4 months, if you have 4 months, it's over with, bro. Because your co-defendant just messed it up. See, that's why I always tell the youth, when you commit a crime, make sure you in a legal book, knowing what it says, 730 CLS, or whatever the case law is. Make sure you know. If you commit home invasions, you commit robberies, if you selling drugs, go and look up what you're going to be facing. So you already know. Because a lawyer
Hey, that's facts though. That's real shit though. Man, niggas don't know. You go to prison 10 years if you get caught robbing a nigga, bro. Like, bro, don't be out here robbing niggas and don't expect not to get 10 years in prison, bro. You gonna go to chain gang. If you rob a motherfucker, you going to chain gang, bro. You going to prison. That's 10 years, bro. Bro, I know a nigga who graduated around the same time like me. Same year. You know what I'm saying? Got following year. Man, like Nigga graduated high school. And they got robbed a nigga. Now nigga in prison, bro. Nigga come home, got 2026. Hey, you gonna be home in 3 years though. Shit, nigga got locked up, got 2020. 21. He got out though, so he ain't gonna count that. Caught the case 2020. Got locked up. And gotta go to trial, all that shit 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. Yeah, nigga got 7. I don't know, nigga probably got 7, 8, 9, 10. Nigga probably got to do 3 on probation or some shit. I don't know, but you gonna do 10 years, you go rob a nigga, bro. Niggas don't know that. Niggas think, I'm gonna rob a nigga, then go to jail, and then post bond 2 days later. No. You going to chain gang, you going to prison gang. Like, man, you gonna go to prison, bro. You gonna go down the road, they gonna ship your ass in them country counties, country ass towns. Yeah. For real, like, that's how that shit go, boy. Don't be out here doing no stupid ass crime. You know you can, bro. Nigga do a high speed chase and don't even know you can go to prison for that, bro. Bro, FBL Manny, that nigga locked up in prison right now for a high speed chase, bro. And some other shit too, like, yeah. Like, you know, the nigga got fleeing and looted and possession of firearm by first offender probation type shit. Like, basically you in probation and you got a gun. Basically you get caught with a gun on probation. And he got a fleeing to elude high speed chase type shit. So niggas don't know you can go to prison for a high speed chase. Nigga, police get behind your ass and you do the dash on their ass, you dust their ass, yeah. You get caught, that's your ass. You gonna go to prison, bro. You might do 2 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that shit for real, bro. Don't think this shit sweet out here, bro. If you go on a high speed chase, you going to prison. If you rob a nigga, you gonna go to prison. You know what I'm saying? You shoot a nigga, you might go to prison, bro. I ain't really heard of motherfuckers. I don't know about shooting and killing niggas though. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I do know a nigga who he did beat a body. I'm like, how the hell did nigga beat a body? I don't know, but shooting a nigga, I don't know. You probably could go to prison for that though, for sure. Killing a nigga, yeah, you for shit show going to prison for shit show. Yeah. So, hey, bro, don't be doing crimes out here, bro. Stay out the way, bro. Get y'all ass some money, bro. Go get a job, bro. I advise everybody go get a job, bro. Like, even though that shit might be some bullshit, hey, bro, that shit keep you out of jail, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this how I go. Nigga, you either gonna go to work or you gonna go to jail. Shit, or goddamn do a business or some shit. But you know what these niggas think, oh, I'm gonna go rap. Nigga, we don't wanna hear that bullshit ass music, bro. Some of you niggas ass, bro. We don't wanna hear y'all niggas music, bro. That shit trash as fuck, bro. I don't wanna hear that drill shit, bro. Some of you niggas got down, what else do you niggas be doing? They be trapping. I mean, nigga, I'm from Atlanta, so that shit really regular. Like, it's so many niggas trapping, it's just like, nah, like, you know how that shit go, bro. Some niggas don't get caught, though. Atlanta, for sure. Like, niggas, they do be trapping and they don't get caught. Like, I don't know. Like, some niggas smart with this shit, some niggas dumb with this shit. So, I don't think, like, so they out here doing all that. Like, niggas, like, trapping Lil Zot and shit like that. But, you know how that shit goes. Just move smart, bro. I ain't lying. One thing about it, I don't know if I ever seen a nigga go to prison for weed though. The only nigga I know like they got locked up for like selling like gas and shit like that is Rollo. But that nigga had pounds though. You know what I'm saying? But niggas is out here like I got they little zip, got they little QP. I don't know about all that though. Niggas probably got down post bond and get out and go do community service and get probation and shit like that. I don't know. But don't be doing crime, bro. Y'all stay out the street, man. Get y'all some money, bro. Get y'all some legal, legit money. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
It's paid. It's getting paid to tell you whatever you want to hear so he can get paid. Unless a lawyer come through the door and tell you, hey, look, we got them. Go with a public defender, because a public defender going to tell you, man, hey, look, we ain't got nothing. They going to hang you. Go ahead and take this time right here. Or we can go to trial and they going to hit you over your head. A public defender is going to deliver you to the penitentiary. But they going to tell you. A true felon, he going to take your money, knowing that he can't beat the feds. Marley and AJ, to say that they was forced when they got all the evidence on them, it's crazy. They got their phones. They got them talking about Durk them. They got them asking for a payment. AJ in the cell with an informant. Then Marley study calling why he had $1 million worth of game. Make sure you get that money for Lil Durk. It's $1 million on the table with a D-thing thing. Then if you want to take it further than that with AJ, he was in an AHA video where he talking about get back for his brother. And then the people want to act like everybody in the world slow. Like everybody wasn't born yesterday, bro. Durk helped the feds out by rapping about it, by talking about it, by hanging with the wolves. That's what his songs was. By talking about the feds. By talking about that this all props. And if the feds listening, you know, all that, man, Tanya. The next 10 years, where I'm going to be in the feds. Durk said all this. And now he in the feds, and now he crying, talking about some, they violating his rights. You have no rights once you go to jail. Hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all this, man. Hey, look, they say innocent until proven guilty, right? That can't be facts. Because you wouldn't be in jail or wouldn't have handcuffs on you. They'll just tell you, hey, look, until we get down to the bottom of this, we're just going to give you a court date. And that's about it. But by them putting handcuffs on you and taking you to jail, whether it's a lie or not, you guilty until proven innocent. So the ones who out there in the streets that's doing crimes right now to the youth and everything, man, hey, look, don't get your money and be like Lil Durk. Don't be like Trench Luz. Don't be like Zay. Don't be like Memo. Don't be like 6ix9ine, Woody. Don't be like Rallo. Don't be like Thug. Don't be like nothing. Definitely don't be like Thug. He wearing dresses. Hey, but look, be yourself. Be better than all of us. Make more money than all of us. And thrive in life and take care of your family and kids.
Don't be like Thug. That nigga wear dresses. Oh my God, bro. Come on, bro. That shit crazy. I ain't gonna lie. We really let that nigga wear a dress, bro, and the niggas really like, yeah, that's Thug. Yeah, he hard. I'll play that new Thug. I ain't gonna lie. When Thug first came out, I was trying so hard to ignore his ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When Thug first came out, I was trying so hard to ignore his ass. Like, he came out with Stoner. I'm a stoner. I'm like, shit weak. Shit ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then he came out with Daddy Go. I'm like, I was able to do that in the club. I'm like, okay, this bit kind of hard. But by the time he dropped Lifestyle, I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker, V5 on the beat score, woo, 100 bands, nah, niggas having great fights like a beauty talk. I would do that with the music and this shit, something wrong with it. I ain't gonna get it, I'm gonna still make sure that you good see. Tell me already, don't get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors. Jay, who said money? I put the money. Yeah, and this is something to perform. I ain't gonna lie. Man, life was good when Lifestyle came out. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that was the summer of 2014. Like, bro, life was good. Like, I remember exactly where I was when I heard Lifestyle. Like, I'm with my big cousin though, and my other cousin. Like, we going to goddamn hit football practice and shit like that. Like, he was playing football and shit. Cousin had the Jeep Wrangler motherfuckers. Man, that motherfucker was special edition with the dragon on that bit, boy. I'll tell you, nigga playing Lifestyle. Boy, life was good back then when that motherfucker dropped, boy. Summer of 2014, y'all. That shit was lit, boy. I'm telling you, boy. If you was there, you was there, bro. You know.
Hey, I always was taught, man. If you stay busy, you won't get in trouble. You know what I'm talking about? If you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. You know, and don't look at a job. It's a bad thing, bro. A job will keep you out of trouble.
Facts.
If you sell your little weed, you probably could get it all off at the job. You can talk to the females and go out and do things with your coworkers.
Facts.
Instead of you on the block every day. Your coworkers might be going out to the northwest suburbs to party and chill and go to their malls and stuff where they ain't getting killed at. Once you see something new, I believe that your life will change, bro. Once you see something new, you gonna start seeing new things, bro. Your life expand, bro. Like, that's the reason why the drill rap sucked. Because all they know is 2 blocks over, we killed him, we stepped on him, and all that. They never been to go and see the white sand. They never seen Cali and all the mansions and been in cars that's foreign, you know. So they only rap about what they know, you know. But then you got some people who cold. They ain't never been in the street, shot a gun, or none of that. But they could describe a story and paint it like a perfect picture, man. But that's what we got on Lil Durk, y'all. That's what we got on Lil Durk. That's what we got on Bayzoo. Drew even went further to blame that Bayzoo dead. It's the Fed's fault, basically. Bayzoo dead. So they need to throw that out because they couldn't cross-examine him. You know what I'm talking about? But the Feds picked up the Weatherspoon case. So Weatherspoon is the one who telling them about the Atlanta case. And then it's another guy who told on them who got locked up. They said he been cooperating the whole time. So it's safe to say that Durk been around all cooperators a cop and a half. Let's just say that, man. Y'all get in the comments.
He has nothing to hide. That's the message as he sat down only with Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie. Mark with us live from Atlanta Police Headquarters in downtown Atlanta. Mark, his attorneys just filed a new motion bond.
Wow. Pretty amazing, right? The Sony True RGB TV, more vibrant colors than you've ever seen before. My fingers are so...
That's right, we're outside APD headquarters now, as you said, and his lawyer says Lil Durk is still in the Fulton County Jail as his legal team works to get a bond set. But before he surrendered, we were with him in his lawyer's office. You're about to surrender as we speak.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I have nothing to hide. Like, I have nothing to run from.
Lil Durk emerged from his lawyer's space and headed toward an SUV. Soon after that, he stepped out in front of the Fulton County Jail. One of his lawyers says he was swiftly taken into custody there, having swiftly flown back to Atlanta after he found out he was wanted.
Once I heard, I immediately came back.
He's willing to turn himself in and take care of what he needs to take care of.
We immediately canceled the tour.
He's got a multi-million-dollar salary music career going.
Did you do it? Did you shoot this man? Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
Hey, I shot
Warrants
the shit
involved
out
an
of
incident in
that
February on
boy.
North Avenue involved charges including
Twig.
criminal attempted...
Why the hell you ask that dumb ass question? Did you shoot this man? No. Man, what you think the nigga would say? Hey, boy, I shot the shit out that nigga, boy. Pow, 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 pow. Sad, boy. You stupid there, boy. Why the hell you ask that dumb ass question, boy?
to
Police
commit
said,
murder
boy.
and aggravated assault. One document indicates an Atlanta police investigator said to the best of his knowledge, Banks was employed or associated with a criminal street gang to conduct or participate in gang activity, shooting at the victim while co-defendants shot and robbed him.
Is he involved in a gang?
Yes.
Banks indicated his
Hey,
lawyer told him
what?
not to discuss the
Man,
specific
what?
facts of the case, but he confirmed what his attorney Manny Aurora said, that as a youth, Banks was drawn into the gang life that surrounded him in Chicago, but that's not who he is today.
I had a bad background, just growing up as a child. About father being incarcerated for 25 years, 26 years. So I had a rough past. But like me moving to Atlanta, I just thought that just changed my whole identity of thinking.
Now, one of the warrants is for possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Lil Durk suggested to me he's innocent. Aurora says a 2012 gun charge in Chicago was Durk Banks' second and most recent arrest until he surrendered Thursday night. And that Aurora and co-counsel Nicole Mormon are focused now on getting him bond, which was denied this morning. Reporting live, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News. And more details on this case. Police identified the victim as Alex Weatherspoon. He's in jail in Chicago. Lil Durk's legal team tells us police arrested him in connection to a shooting at a nightclub in Chicago. Details on this case. Police identified the victim as Alex Weatherspoon. He's in jail in Chicago. Lil Durk's legal team tells us police arrested him in connection to a shooting at a nightclub in Chicago.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder for hire plot. Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond. This comes only hours after 5 people associated with his music business were also accused and taken part in that murder for hire plot. Now, the plot targeted rapper Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed in 2022. Investigators believe it was retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von.
Linked to a second murder for hire plot, this time in Chicago. These are images of the gunman who shot and killed Stefan Mack in 2022. Prosecutors say Mack was outside the Youth Peace Center of Roseland when he was gunned down. The FBI linked the two men charged with Mack's murder to Durk using texts and confidential informants. The feds believe this murder was revenge for the death of Lil Durk's brother.
This is how he looks. This is Marley right here. So Marley is charged with his participation in this killing, right? And Al Mafud over here is AJ. This would be AJ. Now we're going to get into AJ, but let's jump into the paperwork real quick, right? The introduction. The government previously moved for use of the entirety of co-defendant Anthony Montgomery Wilson's recorded statements against defendant Preston Powell. Now Anthony is AJ, Powell is Marley, right? And we're just going to get right into it. By way of this submission, the government proposes that the court allow for the admission of 3 limited excerpts. So they're introducing these 3 things, speaking on this murder, right? And up here it would say, the excerpts simply show that Montgomery Wilson's motivation for killing Mack was to collect a cash bounty that had been put out for Mack's murder by Individual A and his associates with OTF. Individual A is obviously Lil Durk. Now the first excerpt would state, in this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that the bounty for killing Youngin, which was Mack's nickname, was 70 grand, and that AJ tried to get the amount increased to 90. AJ, next thing you know, that's a dub. Reminds me, we was having a conversation, shorty. Ken told me like shit, he a 70 ball right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna try to get him to go to a 90. We trying to get 90 out of him for this shit. Confidential source. For a motherfucker, AJ. For Youngin. Excerpt 2. In this excerpt, AJ explained to the confidential source that although Individual A, aka Durk, contributed $50,000 to the bounty for killing Mack, AJ only collected a portion of those funds. AJ, look, Jam, this what Jam told Didi. I mean, he told Bondo. Like, Bug, he say, man, Durk gave up 50, shorty. He only paid me a dub, so it's 30 missing. Remind you, I'm locked up. So he's saying Durk gave 50, but he only got paid 20, and 30,000 is missing. And in this excerpt, AJ would explain to the confidential source that he received approximately $40,000 for killing Mack. Confidential source, so altogether you got 35? AJ, 35,000 and then another 5 from JD and them, which they supposed to give me 100, shorty. They really owe me 100,000. These 3 limited excerpts exclusively concern AJ's admissions to the confidential source that he killed Mack to collect a payment that had been offered by Durk and his associates for the murder. The statements were clearly against AJ's interests and are independently corroborated by other evidence. These 3 limited excerpts are highly probative of the 4 higher components of Mack's murder, and their admission would not be unfairly prejudicial to Powell, right? Now, Powell is basically arguing against what AJ said because, you know, AJ is obviously making it look like, hey, you know, we did this because they paid us to do this. That's why we did it. The 3 limited excerpts from AJ's recorded statements to the confidential source provide critical context for those text messages. Now, this is the text. Powell, what's up with OTF? AJ, nothing. Powell, what you mean, they're not paying? AJ, we waiting. He comes up here on the 17th. Powell, aight. Now, on February 17th, 2022, Durk was in Chicago conducting a podcast interview, which AJ attended. That day, Powell texted AJ, stand on that while you with Durk them. The following day, Powell texted AJ, did Durk give you that money? This is very important. It's stating that Durk was in Chicago to do a podcast interview. And AJ, who had already killed Mack, showed up. And Marley's telling him, make sure you stand on that. Tell Durk we need that money. Right? So AJ shows up and is supposed to ask Durk for this money, for this killing. And it just so happens the podcast is $1 million worth of game. Now, the paperwork states the interview was conducted on February 22nd, and this interview would drop March 10th, 2022, giving time for editing or whatever else, but this wasn't the only thing recorded that day. Durk's music video, Aha, was also recorded that day in the same studio space, and the interview along with Durk's new song, Aha, would drop on the same day, February 22nd. Now, the funny thing about this, right, is he brought $1 million cash to $1 million worth of game. And apparently, in the background of this video, is not only the leader of Mike City, the gang, but AJ, who's a member of Mike City. Now, within the federal paperwork, they would show a picture from the Aha music video and a man's face would be blurred out. And then obviously, Reddit's gonna do what Reddit's gonna do, but this is supposedly the leader of Mike City. And AJ can be seen in the background of the music video. Stefan Max killer AJ from Mike City was at Lil Durk's Aha music video shoot, the same video that he dropped less than a month after Stefan died, and he was claiming he got back for D-Thang and got someone's folks hit.
Waiting for payday sucks because I can't do anything until then. With earning, access your pay-as-you-work without waiting for payday. You can get up to $150 a day with a maximum.
So again, this whole murder took place because Stefan Mack allegedly had something to do with D-Thang's brother getting killed outside of a club. And then the music video would drop, people would start putting the pieces together, but the feds haven't indicted Durk for this murder. These 2 guys have been indicted. And these 2 guys are apparently throwing Durk's name around, or at least AJ is. And the feds looked at everything. So Durk did a podcast interview.
AJ was in attendance. While AJ's in attendance, Marley's telling him to press Durk about the fucking money they're owed, while there's $1 million sitting on the table in front of him. But again, the
make sure you go and get life insurance, man. If you got kids out here dissing the dead, claiming hats, woofing on the internet, make sure you go and get them life insurance. It's very important. Hey, shout out to everybody who subscribed to my channel. I appreciate all love, support. Shout out to all my mods and wrenches, man. Make sure you support me. Go and get all my merch. Go and get my book and all that good stuff, man. Shout out to all my mods, everybody who support me, man. Keep working. Hey, anybody could do this. Anybody could achieve it, man. All you got to do is believe, man. Hey, with that being said, make sure y'all go and watch Tyra Like Father Like Son. It's on Tubi now, man. Tyra Like Father Like Son is out now on Tubi. Make sure y'all go and follow the series. It's good, man. Shout out to Bodil.
Boy, that shit crazy, boy. I gotta go pee like a motherfucker, boy. I ain't gonna lie. That shit crazy, boy. What y'all think? Durk cooked or nah? Yeah, that nigga cooked. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this nigga milking them videos, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep covering this shit, though, for shit, so, man. I just wanna see what the hell going on with the case and shit like that. I wanna see what the judge say. You think the judge gonna be, like, guilty or not guilty? I don't know, man. Like, if the judge be, like, not guilty, boy, I'm gonna be surprised as hell, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be surprised, boy. Tell you. Anyway, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.